Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. We've got an interesting game for you now because this is an A-20. It's a Tier 5 Soviet light tank. It's located on the eastbourne of Airfield, and this one is under the command of 73north of the WTWW clan. And it's a reduced numbers game. There's only 12 tanks on each side. Game on! Well, despite there being 12 tanks, there are actually 2 Artys as well in each team. Now, what's interesting about the A-20 is it's got a top speed of 72 kilometers an hour and was supposed to be the replacement for the BT-7. They started design work in December of 1937 and they had the prototypes by May of 1938. In fact, it is a predecessor of the T-34, and at one time both of them were in competition to be the next tank that they designed. And a lovely slide there into the corner, knock the tree down for a bit of extra cover. It looks like there's no enemy tanks out there at the moment. Now, he's opted for the 45mm main gun. There are a number of different guns you can actually have, including the 45mm, a 76mm, and there's even a 37mm automatic fire one with a clip size of 5 shells, which is actually quite deadly. But this is the Tier 4 gun in a Tier 5 tank. Now, it's capable of 55 alpha, 75mm of pen with standard ammo with the premium rounds at 110. But it's the fire rate. Just look at the rate at which he's shredding that Turan. Standard reload is 1.9 seconds. He's got 1.64. And he's absolutely turning that Turan into a sieve. Now, he is using a lot of premium ammo. A lot of premium ammo. And that's going to come back to bite him in the bum later on, I'm afraid. He's got his first kill, but he might have problems. Now, that's an ARL. And it's a Tier 6 game with Tier 5 tanks. He doesn't want to get spotted by the ARL because that guy's got the power to take him out with one shot. So he backed up to use the bush mechanic. He's still firing the premium ammo. And yes, it is going to cost him a lot to use that premium ammo. But you can see the ARL is taking damage and he's gone. In fact, he was taken out by a VK3601H, which of course is a Tier 6 on our team. So what else can I tell you about the A-20? Well, it's diesel, not petrol. Or benzene, as or gas, as the Americans would call it. So it's actually quite good at starting up in winter. And it was actually made at the Arty factory, the Arty factory, which is where the main tank factory for the Russians during the war. Of course, they had to evacuate that factory when it actually fell to the Germans. Now, he's damaged that Panzerfier F5. He's going to keep firing at it because he thinks it's still there. Notice how quickly it aims as well. Almost as fast as he's firing, it's dialing in. And he's got another kill. So most of those shots must have hit the target and damaged the Panzerfier. So he's got 2 kills, but it's cost him a lot. He's down, well, he's got very few shells left. 23 premium rounds left. He has got some HE rounds. He has got the AP. Now, the HE rounds, which I think you can see here, 65 alpha, only 23mm of pen, and a blast radius of only 0.43 meters. But the good thing about that is they're HE, and of course, HE can always be relied upon to cause minimal damage to an enemy when you need it. Okay. Oh, enemy tank spotted. It's an ELC. Now, he did get spotted there. There are 2 Artys on the enemy team, and both of them are Tier 6, so he has to pull back. One's an SU-13 F3, sorry, and the other one an FV304. Both Tier 6. Now, it appears that both of those Artys are actually firing in the south, because we can see some of their range circles are actually appearing on the South Island. So it looks like that's where they're focusing at the moment. But the enemy have broken through in the north, and so he's decided to abandon that position. There, you can just spot a T-37. He got a pot shot at him, but he did get spotted as he was driving past. Now he's electing to use the bushes over here. The T-67 sees him, and he reacquires the guy. Fires one in, gets a hit, gets another hit, and the Arty gets the kill shot. We only got hit in the tracks there, so not so bad in damage. In fact, no damage at all, just the shot in the tracks. Now, the speed is one of the factors that was actually in its favour, but it wasn't selected because the tank that this tank was up against was actually a T-32. And if you don't know the story, well, the T-32 later became known as the T-34. Yes, this tank was the rival to the T-34, but wasn't accepted. It didn't have enough armour or armament. Now, as I said, they do a 76mm main gun for the A-20. In fact, it's the same gun, the F-11 gun, that you actually do find on the T-34s. Now, he's using the tactical mode to actually see where everyone is. The BDR went straight down to the south route. The SU-8's waiting for him to come around the corner, and the Stug is above him, so we've auto-aimed on. We're taking the focus on him now, and we're getting behind those rocks to lay down fire. The Stug comes down behind the BDR. Now, he's got the 75mm main gun, and the BDR's confused. He didn't know which way to look. The SU-8 had a go at him, the Stug had a go at him, and the Stug got the kill shot in the end. But we were distracting the BDR to take him out of the game. Look at all those shells that he fired at the BDR as well. With a 55 Alpha, you can see he got a number of shells into the target. Some of them were high rolls. Now again, he's spotting because he is a light tank. He's trying to find out where the enemy is. And knock the tree down to provide you with a bit of cover. Of course, that does attract the Arty sometimes. If you knock a tree down, yep, somebody will assume that you're at home. In fact, that was an Arty round fired at our FB304. But it kind of indicates the enemy Arty is actually over in the north end of the map. Okay, well, one of the enemy tanks has just been spotted heading for our cap, and it's a VK3002M, which of course, you know, the Panther prototype. Our Stug's gone after him. Okay, unfortunately, we lost the Stug. It's 4 against 4 now. Oh, we just found the FB304. Now, we should be able to take him out fairly quickly. Rapid fire. Using standard ammo now because we've run out of the premium. But look at the way it shreds that FB304. Okay, now we've just got to find the other Arty, which is probably just around the corner. The VK is coming back to his own cap area. He probably realises the trouble his Arty is in. And there's the AMX-13F3 and he's running for it. We managed to get one round in. Now, which side of the rock do we go? We're probably going to take a hit. Oh, yes. He got a shotgun, but we fixed it. And there's the next kill. That's 4 kills now. He's having a fantastic game so far. In fact, he's just picked up a Yoshio Tamada's medal, as well as a Pascucci's medal. I'll tell you about those later on. The Yoshio Tamada is a very rare medal, but Wargaming has adjusted the parameters for it. Well, our KV-1 is taking a lot of damage. We think that the VK is up in the on top of the Temple Mount, this area here. And of course there is that KV-2. Now the KV-2 does have very tough armor, and we might not be able to penetrate it with our standard AP. We can definitely try. That one didn't hit him. That one hit the tracks. So we got a damage on his tracks, but that's all. He's got to be careful that the KV-2 doesn't land around on him. because his armor is incredibly weak. It's the best armor is actually on the front of the turret, unsurprisingly, 37 millimeters thick, and on the sides it's 17 millimeters, 25 at the rear. Sorry, 37 on the sides as well. And the hull is 20 millimeters at the front, 20 on the sides, and 16 at the rear. So it's very, very weak armor, and that's why it's so fast. This tank is incredibly fast, purely down to the fact that it doesn't have much metal protecting it. Now look at the range circles. We can see that we can only cover half the cap. So if the KV2 comes into the rear of the cap, we're not really going to be able to spot him. And he is capping. We've also got to worry about that VK3002. Very careful. It's a drop. Nicely done. If he just driven straight off there, he's more likely to do damage to his vehicle in the process. But he didn't want to lose any hit points. Spot the enemy's range circle now goes over the cap, but it must be that the KV2 is hiding behind, and there's the VK. The KV2 must be hiding behind one of the buildings. Well, we managed to get some rounds into his rear. Oh! And he met the KV1 and died straight away. I think we managed to strip down his hit points so much that he instantly went down when he met the KV1. This little tank is very capable of stripping the enemy bit by bit, especially with that automatic gun, because it fires so quickly. But now he's got to try and get resets on the KV2 so that the KV2 can't cap out in the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the game. So that means he's got to take him to the 1 minute 50 mark and then reset him after that so he can't win. The KV1 is coming in the other side. I hope he's careful. He's found the KV2. Oh, and the KV2 was ready for him. We are getting resets at least. We're not getting through his armor. Oh, that was a critical hit, so that would have reset. And you can see he's just sitting there and rocking backwards and forwards. Now, there is this little spot directly underneath the gun, underneath the mantlet, where you can reset. But he's not aiming for that. You can see it's all purple at the moment, showing that that's not penetrable. But yeah, you see it goes yellow. That's it. That's the spot. If you can hit that spot, you can do damage. But none of the other shells are getting through. Okay, if he does have some HE rounds. He just needs to get one reset beyond 1 minute 50. Oh, that worked. He used the HE and it did work. Now he's gone back to the armor piercing. We've got to get another reset. He's at the 2 minute mark. There's the 2 minute warning. We've pulled back just in case he decides to shoot. And he's moving again. He's changing position. There we go. Thank you very much. One reset. That's all we need. If he can damage the tracks, that would work. Oh, he got an HE round. And that's a reset, and that means now the KV2 can't win by capping. He has to come and try and kill us. If he doesn't, he's giving up any chance of winning the game. So very well done, 73 North, because now he's given us a chance of getting a draw. Now, I don't think there's any chance of him killing that KV2 unless he got a lucky round through the rear of the vehicle that Amaract or maybe set fire to him, but it's so unlikely when he's got so much health. That KV2 was nearly full health. There he is. Hello. Puts one round into him. Gets it through the rear, but I don't think that KV2 is going to allow us to shoot him in the rear ever again. Well, we're into the final minute. All we could do now is just drive around and try and pick him off from long range, because of course he's got a relatively short range. There you go. Hello, proximity spot. Yep, we got spotted. Now he's showing his rear. Come and hit me. He's being rather cheeky actually to the KV2. Come and get me if you can. I don't think he can do it. Less than 10 seconds left. And that's it. Game's over. And it's a draw. Here's the end of battle stats. And that was an ace tanker game for 73north in the A-20. He managed to get his first mark of excellence in that game. Well done indeed. He also got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly. He also picked up a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle. Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 16. And he got a few really good medals. In fact, they're very difficult to get. Well, they were difficult to get in the past. Not so much now. This is the Yoshio Tamada's medal. Now, in the past, it used to be, if you wanted to get one of these, you had to kill an enemy, 2 enemy, in fact, actually, it used to be 3 enemy SPGs, that at least 2 tier higher than your own. And in fact, in this one now, they've changed the rules because, of course, Wargaming put a limit on the number of arties that could actually appear in any game. And because they put that limitation on, they had to change the rules for the medals as well. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to get one of these. But now you have to destroy just 2 enemy SPGs that are at least 1 tier higher than your own. It used to be 3 tiers. In fact, the only way you normally were able to get a Yoshio Tamada's medal was if you were actually a tier 8 light tank in a tier 10 game and all the enemy RT were tier 10s, and then you could do it. But that was the only occasion that it was possible. He also got a Pascucci's medal for killing 2 enemy SPGs, as well as a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and he got a defender medal for resetting the cap getting at least 70 defense points in the process. But I think he reset it a lot more than that. His win rate in the game, 31,971, which is an incredibly high win rate score, but probably not the highest that we've ever seen. Anyway, let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage was 3,288 hit points. That went to 73north. Second highest damage was, unsurprisingly, the KV2, who got a cool-headed Pascucci's medal, Top Gun, and the Steel Wall, and he got 2,702 hit points of damage. And in third place, it was KV1 on our team with 1,254. When it came to kills, it was the KV2 on the enemy team. 6 kills to him for his Top Gun. 4 kills went to 73north, 2 kills went to the KV1 and Stug by Aslains. And when it went to base XP, it's, 73north got 964. The second highest was the KV2, 697. And the third highest was the KV1 with only 393. He fired 122 rounds. Now, remember I said it only carries 145 rounds. He actually started using the HE towards the end, and he found that easier to get resets. In fact, actually, because he'd used so much of the premium ammo right at the start of the game to get the kills, he ran out, and that's why he couldn't use the premium ammo against the KV2 whilst he was in the cap. Otherwise, he would have been able to take him down, but just ran out of ammo. He was using that ammo right at the start to get all those blind kills that he was scoring. 104 direct hits on the enemy, 61 penetrations. The usefulness of those premium rounds cannot be understated. They do have enough pen to go through. I didn't actually mention the pen at the time, but I should have actually. But yes, the pen is actually quite good for the premium rounds. He got 2 splashes because he used the HE and 3,288 hit points of damage, of which 750 were at more than 300 meters. So most of the shots were done at close range. 2 hits received. 1 was a non-penetration, 1 was a hit by way of splash, and 5 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 277 hit points of damage assistance in that game. Spotting assistance, I think. He got 100 defense points on the cap to reset it. Well, he did reset that KV2 quite a few times, and he needed to make sure the guy couldn't stay in the cap for 1 minute 50 seconds, so there was no way he was going to cap out. But even though he got the Courageous Resistance medal for being in a draw, he actually made a loss on this battle, and you can see why. It's the ammunition costs. And it's all down to those premium rounds that he fired right at the start of the game. They're really expensive. He also used premium consumable in there as well. So he actually made a loss of 35,071 credits for the game. He also picked up 3,384 experience points out of that one as well, including the Courageous Resistance Award. So quite an unusual battle, because it was a draw, but technically it was a success because a tier 5 light tank actually stopped a tier 6 heavy tank from winning a game, and did so by just constantly resetting him, and picked up some nice medals along the way, as well as that first mark of excellence. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.